Is it safe to travel to Istanbul in 2018? Yes, that is the short answer. But there's some good numbers behind it to prove the point. If we want to look at 2017, there were 0 terrorism attacks in Istanbul. The last one happened New Year's Eve 2017, between 2016 and 17, which was over a year ago. If we want to look at terrorism in the world in 2017, in, say, the Western world, we have terrorism attacks that happened in Manchester, England, London, England, Barcelona, Spain, New York City. If we want to go back to 2016, we have Brussels, Nice, and Berlin. What are the countries here? England, Spain, USA, Belgium, and Germany. All within the last couple of years, terrorism attacks have happened there. The point I'm making here is that terrorism is prevalent in a lot of the world. Unfortunately, countries like Turkey get a really bum rap because, well, I think they're less known for us Westerners, people traveling from abroad, versus a London or a New York. But if we're going to go also over homicides, because it really, at the end of the day, doesn't matter if a bomb blows you up, if a knife kills you, or, you get a bullet in your head. Last year in Baltimore, Maryland, there were 343 homicides. Okay, that's a lot, especially since it's only a city of 600,000. Okay, it's not the best example of America. It's one of the worst for homicides in the US. But if we're going to compare it with Istanbul, we don't have the numbers for 2017, but in recent history, it's around that amount, roughly around 400 people dying in homicides here. Well, the thing is, Istanbul is roughly 18 million people. So we're looking at 30 times the population of Baltimore, and there's roughly the same amount of homicides. And if I'm going to compare with cities like Buenos Aires, Argentina, or Lima, Peru, pretty much any Latin American city, it's not even closely comparable, the levels of crime and danger here in Istanbul compared to those cities. Nobody's going to grab a knife and put it to you for your shoes. That doesn't exist here. So on a whole, of course things happen here. Of course things can happen here. But on a whole, for me, it feels very peaceful walking these streets. I've never once felt in danger. I've probably been here, I don't know, 15 times? Something like that. 15, 20 times, maybe. We also have to take into account governments, and governments do weird things when their relations aren't well. And right now, Turkish-U.S. relations are pretty terrible. Last year, the Americans put a travel restriction in place for Turks. Turks did the same thing for Americans. I think it's mellowed out a little bit now. The U.S. government put it at 3, which is orange, which says reconsider travel. The only thing worse is do not travel. So it's 3 out of 4, which in my opinion is absolute bullshit. Like, coming to Istanbul should not be a level 3 reconsidering this trip. It doesn't make any sense statistically, and it doesn't make any sense logically or with your street smarts walking around here. There's, again, very low risk of something happening. So the fact they put a 3 tells me there's something else going on that, well, it's reflective of the administrations, both administrations not liking each other right now. When the Iraqi war started in 2002, and the Turks didn't want to allow the Americans to fly warplanes from here, from Turkey, to bomb in Iraq, right? And the Americans put a travel warning on Turkey at that time. And there's a lot to that. I mean, there's no way of knowing for sure how this stuff works behind the scenes or how many layers deep it goes. But you can really hurt an economy in a place like Turkey or America or most European countries if you cripple the tourism. So I feel like that's what's going on right now. There's a little bit of a political power play. The thing is, that's not our problem as people of the world. We shouldn't care what political policies are for the most part, right? It's like saying don't go to America because Donald Trump's the president. That would be silly, right? Why would you not go to see the U.S. if you could? because Donald Trump's the president. It's not going to affect your travel once you're there. It's not going to affect the relationships you make, the people you meet, the things you see, what you experience, how you grow. These are the things that are beautiful about travel. So we get caught up, I think, more and more today with the news media and what's being told to us and the political shenanigans that we hear. My suggestion is eradicate all that. Look at the hard data, which I presented to you, and you can do your own research, and then make the decision. But it's a very sad thing if you decide not to come to this city from what you've seen from our politicians or other politicians and the warnings you might see issued by a government, because it's not baked in the actual reality on the ground here at this very moment in time. I'm here in Istanbul, and there's everything from traditional mosques, very old neighborhoods, very traditional conservative neighborhoods, and then, well, like the most modern Western style architecture. And wow, the city is so mixed up. It really is like, well, it's everything from Black Ninja, you know, like the full hijab and black conservative dress, to the mini skirt, and absolutely everything in between. I don't know of a city as dynamic in that sense as this place. Well, I hope this helped. I hope this helped you potentially overcome any anxiety you might have about visiting Istanbul. Again, do your own research, but the numbers don't lie. And the reality of terrorism is it's everywhere, and it's at a very, very, very small level. It creates the most noise, but really, nobody's going to stop going to New York, France, Belgium, Spain. So why stop coming to Turkey? Why not come to Turkey? Okay? So, have a good trip. And, well, I'll do one of these next year. And hopefully I have even better news to report. Here's where I need your help. I'm going to be making much more meaningful content about connecting the world, inspiring people to get into it. If this was a benefit to you, please consider subscribing to my channel right up over here, and then going to the notification bell somewhere up here. There's a gear icon, and then we go down and we manage the subscription, and you can turn it on so all of my work, all these videos about connecting the world, goes into your inbox every time I post. Thanks for being part of this journey, and I will have something very cool for you soon.